Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Chat Podcast with your boy, Justin Jackson. I got my big homie, Big Bear, again, all the way from New York. Man, I love talking to this man. I'm telling y'all. What's happening with you, Bear? How you doing?
Man, listen, I'm feeling good. First off, I want to say it's a blessing to be here again, and I'm watching the journey. And yo, you getting smooth with that technology stuff. Look at this, and
Hey,
they people looking at dudes from the street and thinking we ain't technology savvy. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing.
good looking, brother. Good looking, man. I love it. I love it. So last time we talked, man, we had a lot to talk about. Like we talk all the time. But
Yes.
last time we talked on a Real Chat Podcast, brother, we were talking about your nonprofit that you were getting off the ground. We were talking about a bunch of things you had put into motion, and that's only, I mean, people, let me tell you, that was only weeks ago. You know what I mean? I'm telling you how fast this brother moves, and it was a long process to get going. But once he had the details, it was over. It was over, man. Tell us a little bit about that.
Done. Um, we are now a 501c3 registered with the IRS, the Shaheem Baluta Barber 363 Foundation, along with my brother, James Hall Jr., King Jeru, who've been by my side, along with my wife, Michelle Alexander, from day one. And I saw the video, you posted the other video, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I said, we got the paperwork and process, gave everything to the lawyer. Now we just waiting. And it was like, even the lawyer said, yo, I don't know what's going on with the IRS, but things are moving quick. And we put that paperwork in October. We got our stuff back from the IRS, I want to say December 2nd, and we
Yeah.
good to go. From that point on, I was able to register with Zephy, which is a non-for-profit platform that helps nonprofits raise money, and you get 100% of all of the donations. Not like some of the other
Nice.
platforms. I won't say their names, like
Right.
some
They
other
want their
platform.
money. They want to take
Okay.
some of that
Yeah.
money.
So because we're in a capitalistic society, so everybody wants to get a piece, which I fully understand. And you, as an individual, have to decide, well, which way do I want to go? And you got to put the work in. Because I could have
Yep.
just easily stayed with one of them platforms, but like, yeah, you know what, boom, and now I'm giving them a piece versus
Hmm.
doing the work. It's been a lot of headaches. It's been a lot of times I'm researching and reading, and I got a headache after I'm done. I'm like, oh man, but you gotta put that work in. And
Right.
just like yourself, okay, I've watched your journey from the beginning, how you started. And, people only see the end result. They don't see the process of how you get in there. And
Right.
if people don't want to see, they're looking at your past, figuring, oh, they don't want to acknowledge the growth. And they're looking at what they saw you as before and like, well, dad, how did he do this? Okay. It was
Hmm.
always in you. It was just we was on the wrong path. Okay.
Right.
We used what we knew, the knowledge we had for wrong things. And
Correct.
now we're using that knowledge we have for positive things, and it's flourishing. Shaheem would have been 34 years old this past Wednesday, January 22nd. And every single year we're going to be doing the popcorn fundraiser. Um, and where today is the last day of the popcorn fundraiser. Everything is going good. I'm blessed that people, a lot of people. So, well, I want to make sure you get all. So now the popcorn is good. Get the
Right. Right.
popcorn, and then you got the Zeffy to where if you want to give us a straight donation, you can do that also. Um, and I want to make sure and let people know. I just did Uber. I just did an Uber, and
Okay.
I have a sign on the back that has follow Big Bears everywhere, and the person asked me what it was, and I told them what I'm doing, and it was like, oh my goodness, I would like to donate. I'm like, okay, cool, great. And then afterwards, I let them know, look, you're gonna get a receipt that you can deduct from your taxes. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like 90% of everybody says, oh, that's okay. I wanted to help. It's not okay because our government allows you to take donations and deduct them from your taxes.
Right.
This is one of the things we don't do that a lot of people don't do. I'm not even going to say people of color. That's people in general. Because you
Right.
figure, oh, it's only $5 here, $10 there. Okay. Think about all of the times you at the store and you put some change in the cup for the St. Church Jude or for this or for
Right.
that
For a cause.
for a cause. Now, if you go and you add all of that up, you may have not even realized it giving out $200 for the year in donation.
Right.
Okay. And then you may be like, what's $200? $200. That's what $200
Yep. Two
is.
hundred dollars is $200. It doesn't
It's
change.
200. So in other words, you making that much money to where you can throw $200 away in the garbage and not worry
Right.
about it. Okay. You can take that $200, deduct it from your taxes as a donation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got a story. I was working at this job, and my boss, who very wealthy, and it was the early 2000s before the internet really popped off like crazy and the video
Mm-hmm.
games and all of that stuff. He had over 300 coin operated video games in Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And plus he was doing the blow up stuff, pool tables. I mean, very lucrative business. We went
Right.
to go pick up the money out of one of the stores. We had to get almost $400 or $500 in coins and dollar bills. As we walk out, there's a penny on the ground. He bent down and picked that penny up. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, Mark, what are you doing? He's like, what? I'm like, where are you picking a penny up? I'm sitting here with the bags of money. He's like, we get in the car, we start driving, and he's like, Jay, let me tell you something. If you pick up 5 pennies, how much is that? And I said, a nickel. He goes, you pick up 5 more, how much is that? I said, another nickel. He goes, add that together. That's 10 cents. I said, okay. And he goes, now you keep doing that, you keep doing that. I'm like, man, it's gonna take you forever to get any money. We get back to the office. He takes me in the room, opens up a closet. You know the Poland Spring bottle that you
Yep.
get with the water?
Yep.
He
Yep.
had about 5 of them jugs filled
Filled
with
up.
coins. He said, you're a strong dude. See if you can pick one of these jugs up. I had to pick,
Right.
tried to pick couldn't even pick it up.
Got to put it on a
Okay.
dolly to take it up out of there.
Exactly. He says, go home, see you later. A couple of weeks later, we all go out to dinner. After the dinner, the check comes, pays the check. He leans over to me. He says, Jay, you know how I paid that check? I said, yeah, with a credit card. He said, nah, I didn't use a credit card. He said, I used a credit card, but the money on the credit card was from all of them jugs you saw in the closet.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then I said, well, how long? And then he cut me off. He goes, it doesn't matter how long it took me to save it. The point is, I did it.
Right. I got it.
The lesson I learned from that is stay in the moment. We think so much about the future and how long it's going to take that we don't even start because we
Right.
think it's going to take so long. But then once you start and you take that first step, it gets easier and easier and easier.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm like, wow. And I've done it. You ever see this stuff at the beginning of the year where you have the savings thing? If you save week one, you save this, the week two, you save that, and you
Yeah.
keep on. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've made it. I've made it maybe
Hey,
eight or
what did
nine weeks.
so Heather B and Tracy G, and I was just talking about this the other day, about
Okay,
January 14th being National Quit Day, because
okay,
that's usually around the time that people quit on all their New Year's resolutions.
hmm
It's usually around the 14th of January, all of that starts to wear thin.
Yeah.
all the saving you were gonna do, and all the exercising you were about to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So they called it National Quit Day, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I never heard it that way, but it makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, you know. And
Yep.
now that I
Yep.
think about it, it is. It's about 2 weeks into the new year, and all those habits that you wanted to pick up, and all the money you wanted to save, and everything that kind of starts going out the window,
Size. Yep. And
you
it's
know.
and it's and it's pretty much like I learned with with losing a loved one. Um, my son committed suicide on 4/15/22. So
Okay.
during that process, on getting everything together to get the arrangements made, you got everybody calling, they're well wishing, love, flowers, everything.
Right.
After the service is over, I think studies say within like 90 days or whatever, it's like people start to say, okay, cool, they expect, or some people expect that you're just going to be like, okay, everything's going to go back to normal.
Hmm.
But it never goes back to normal.
Right.
It's how you deal and how you process, and everybody deals with it differently. And
Hmm.
I I um I don't want to say, I don't, make sure I use the right words here. It's like who, not who's there in your corner, but who can understand and say, okay, I understand that, okay, this is what this person is going through. And I may not get it fully, but it's like, I don't ever want you or anybody watching this to try to imagine what it's like to have to bury
Right.
your child. What I would love to be able to do for people is cut their head, open it up, look at their brain, and put a big bucket of compassion, to
Hmm.
have compassion for your fellow man, and to know that everybody is on a journey,
Right.
and you are going to cross paths with people, and what happened to you today and what happened to them today or yesterday, and if the two things collide, it can be an explosion. But we can
Right.
also make it the other way. Somebody
Well, and I
can
think
be
that
somebody can be ready to
that's big.
fight, be ready to fight, but if you're coming in like, nah, we ain't gonna fight,
Hmm.
what's going on? And I've noticed that, to diffuse a situation and say, hey, what's good? What's going on? And that was the main thing that I struggled with that first year after losing my son, was that I let my ego as a parent say, hey, when he was going through his mental breakdown and he was lashing out at everyone, knowing that that wasn't his character, I was just like, I had people telling me, well, that's not how he. I said, well, look, I raised this boy and he ain't going to talk to me like that. To say,
Right.
you know what? It's not about me. Let me step out of me. Let me stop making it me and be like, oh, wait a minute. This
What's
is
going
not,
on?
what's going on? Okay, even with your friends,
Yeah.
hey, hold. I know that ain't Justin. Nah, what's going on, Just? Nah, what's going on? I'm here. I'm here to listen. I
Well,
may
that's how
not be able to
a lot of
fix it.
friendships are lost. That's how you lose a lot of friendships, you know,
Yep.
because a lot of us, you know, as like you said before, you know, I know this dude. He ain't gonna talk to me that way, you know,
Exactly.
and you're really not taking a moment to step back and
Mm-hmm.
view the situation from the outside looking in. You
Mm-hmm.
know, not as it was directed towards me. They're talking right at me, you know, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
something's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me step back for a minute and analyze. And I think the
Yep.
word you were looking for just a second ago was you know, having empathy. Having
Yes.
empathy for somebody, you know, because empathy and sympathy you know, are two totally different things. When somebody wants to tell you, "Oh, hey man, I feel bad for you," or I don't want you to feel bad for me. You know, I want
Mm-hmm.
you to sit here and listen to what it is I have to say and understand that,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you know, when you tell somebody that and you have empathy for them, you could sit back and look at the situation and say, hey man, I can't understand what you're going through, but I'm here. I'm
Yep.
here. I ain't going
Yep.
nowhere. You know,
Yep.
give them that space. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep. And with the foundation, we're going to be doing men's mental health awareness. And also on January 22nd, we did our first men's mental health awareness meeting. And we had my brother, we had 14 people, and it was amazing.
14 people?
14 people. And it was
Dang.
amazing, you know. And we're gonna keep doing it. Our next one is February 19th. And
Okay.
eventually we're gonna get it to where we're gonna have a Zoom. So
I
that
was
way
just about to
people
ask you, how can we
people
chime in?
yep, and people can chime in on it. And I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna make it work to where, you can watch the Zoom, and then can you still get involved in the discussion, or you got to watch it and then somebody's going to moderate it and then
No, you
everything.
can.
So,
So what you do, Bear, is you get you're gonna do a Zoom, but you have to have like whatever location you do this at. All right, you get Zoom, and then you get another monitor. Try to get like another screen, like a big screen TV. I would prefer.
hmm
And the reason why I say that is because you, as the facilitator, when they send their comments into, how you put your comments, or you put your you do a sidebar messaging in
hmm
Zoom, and you can comment to each other. That's the exact same thing you would do. Only you would have
okay,
multiple viewers on the screen. So
okay,
you just have a webcam, and the webcam faces you guys that are, in the group, or the
right,
facilitator of the group. And then you can have the other camera facing the audience, the other people that come to the
okay,
group, if they want to be on camera. You know what I mean?
right,
So if they want to be on
right,
camera, whoever wants to be in there, that's who the camera faces. But then
mm,
as you're having the meeting, you can read off the screen, and it'll show you who the people are, and whatever questions they have, you can address those questions. Because I did me and my brother, we did a 6 week positivity group. It was a support group. So we did this online, and it turned out very well. People responded well. Even now, they're like, "Man, when are you guys doing that group again?"
mm-hmm,
So
yeah,
we plan on bringing it back, and that was with Mental Health America.
okay.
So
And
we were
then
blessed to have them let us use their platform.
also the people that want to come, to let them know, you know, it may be recorded. Are you okay with being
Hmm.
seen? Because people are going through stuff and they may not want people to know, but then that's all part of the process. There's no need to
Right,
hide, okay? But everybody has steps. Like there was a couple of brothers that told me they were coming and they didn't make it, okay?
right.
And then
At
when
the
I
last
talked
minute,
to
they
them,
probably felt
yeah,
like, nah,
yeah,
nah, they
yeah.
ain't
And when
ready.
I talked to them, I didn't say, "Yo, what happened, man? You didn't come. You didn't." No, I'm like, "How you doing? How'd your day go? How'd it go, Jay?" It went great. The next one is February 19th. Not trying to call them out like, "Yo, what happened, man? You told me you was coming." No, because I don't know what they went through an hour
Right,
before they were supposed to come, to where they
right,
said, "Nah, I'm not gonna make this one." But just to let them know, like you said, have empathy. Like, you know what? I get it. It's all love.
right,
I'm learning to tell people now when they say, "Oh man, I'm sorry I didn't get back." No, no, there's no need to be sorry. We're talking right now, right? So
right,
you did get back to me, okay? You did get back to me at a certain time. I don't know what that time frame is, but each person is different. It's like, okay, I know I need to give Justin 2 days. If I don't hear back from him within 2 days, you know what? Let me reach out to my dude. Yo, what's up, baby? You good? Holla.
hmm,
So it goes both ways.
right,
Just to say, well, you know what? He'll call me when he's ready. Okay. But you know what? Let me check on just to make sure. Okay.
yes. You
You
don't want to
still
give it
might
too
not be
much
ready.
time.
You still might not be ready, but I'm thinking about, let me call my brother to check on him, make sure he good. Okay. That's the empathy. I'm not
Yes,
feeling sorry for you, but okay.
right,
You good? You ready? You ready to chop it up? Bad things are still. And then me calling you, or somebody calling me, which has happened, could be that call that clicks me back like, "Oh man, wow, you know what, man." That's why I tell everyone when I'm doing Uber, you know how you doing, how's your day going, how's your day going. My day's going good now that I got you.
right,
Okay.
right.
And it's so how people, I look in the rearview mirror and how they face lights up like, wow, okay, you're happy because I'm with you now? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's
Like
do
brighten my
this.
day. Hey, I got something I want to tell you, and maybe you seen it, maybe you didn't. So for everybody out there, we have a couple. Big Bear mentioned it the other day on Sway in the Morning. You know, we belong to multiple groups
Mm-hmm.
of men, and they're now beginning
Couple of
stages
ladies.
of women, ladies getting in
Mm-hmm.
there. But for the most part, it's a bunch of us men from all over the United States, and when I say even Canada, we're all
Yep.
over the place.
Big
And
Ed.
so Terry from LA, man, he had chimed in the other day and he said, I will bring in Will tonight. I don't know who he was talking about, but he said he's
Yeah,
gonna bring him in,
I heard
and he
that.
said, let him see the real, capital real, brother network, and he should be overwhelmed, and that's what it's all about. Like when we don't hear from each other, we reach out. You know what I mean? Whether it be on a personal level, whether it be through the group chat, because once we put in that post, hey man, you heard from Bear or Terry, why don't y'all read? Next thing you know, it man, it's about 10 more text messages that are coming in. Like, yo, what's up? How you doing? You right? Yeah, no, I talked to him. He doing good. At least
Mm-hmm.
we know. Hey, you didn't
Mm-hmm.
answer for me, but a couple of the brothers got a hold of you and they were able to talk to you and
Mm-hmm.
find out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So Bear, man, what you doing with the support group is amazing, man. That's
Thank.
phenomenal. Because a lot
It's
of a lot of men don't want to admit to trying to go to something like that,
right.
you
Yep.
know.
And my
And
one of my other sayings, mottos, mantras, however you want to, is you help me, I'm gonna help you, and together we're gonna help somebody else. Okay, to point them in a direction, and every single day, I can't explain some of the people that have come across my path and who I'm meeting and everything. Like when I finish with you, I'm getting ready to go hop on a train. I'm gonna go into the city, and I'm gonna meet with an old friend of mine who I met in 1985
wow.
when I was in the military in
Okay.
California, and he's from Brooklyn, and
Oh
we
wow.
met, and he was one of my mentors that taught me how to really enhance my skill with DJing,
Okay.
and we've been friends ever since. We actually lived together in the early 90s when his cousin Barshaw, rest in power, was had his record deal with First Priority Records, and I was able to go on tour and hang out, with some heavyweights. And
Nice.
we've had brotherly fights and disagreements. We actually didn't talk for a couple of
Right.
years because it was a miscommunication on some things, and he thought I was going to call. I thought he was going to call, and then we wound up running into each other at a spot. It's like,
Nice.
oh wow, hi, boom, and then we told him, yo, what's up, baby? I ain't talk, yeah, boom, and it was like, yo, you know what? We're not gonna do that ever again, okay? And his daughter is moving into her apartment, and I haven't seen her since she was a little baby.
Wow.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna hop on a train. I've learned that because I'm a retired, semi-retired CDL truck driver, and I always want to drive,
I'm
but
about
I
to say,
now
man, you
have
ain't retired. You always moving around.
yeah,
Play that
but
retired
but
card.
but I have learned to say, you know what? Let me relax. And another friend of mine, my brother here, AG White, sit him, stay in the moment and relax and get that me time. I'm gonna hop on a train, ride into the to Penn Station, hop on the subway, shoot uptown, go to my man's housewarming for his daughter. I may only stay an hour,
Right.
and then I'm going to turn around and come back home. It's going to take me more time to travel there and come back than I'm going to actually stay there. But
Right.
that's going to make me feel good. And then I get to see a friend that I haven't seen in a while versus think about it, everyone. Think about, you're supposed to go somewhere or do something like, oh man, it's going to take me this long to get there. And I'm only going to stay for a couple of hours. You know what? Nah, those couple of hours you go to stay there could be beneficial to you and them and for both of y'all together.
Right. Life
Okay.
changing. Life changing.
Yeah. You know, I'm not rich, close to broke, but if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. If it means I got to
Right.
drive 8 hours just to spend 2 hours doing something, and then I got to drive 8 hours back, so 16 hours of moving around to do 2 hours or something. Hey, to me, you never know because you know. And
Right.
then when do we get together at weddings and funerals? And then most of the times at a funeral, we say like, "Ah, man," we sitting there thinking, "Man, I was supposed to go see so and so, but because of how long it was going to take me, and I figured we'd have more time to see each other,
That's
I
it.
didn't go."
You said it. You said it.
If you,
You know,
it,
you got to teach. We got to teach our youth. There ain't no time than now because
mm-hmm,
when you think about it, make it happen.
yep,
Because everyone thinks they have more time. All the people that we've lost along the way, they woke up with plans that day.
mm-hmm,
They woke up thinking they was gonna do something different that day.
mm-hmm, yep,
And we don't know when that hour's gonna come. So I mean, if you want to see your loved one, go see him. You want to call up
mm-hmm,
your boy, call your boy. You know what I'm saying? If you have
mm-hmm.
amends to make those amends. You know
Make
what I'm
those
saying? And
amends.
it's not 100% for that person. I gotta say sorry because I really offended this person. No, call and say sorry because you know in your heart that you care about this person
Mm-hmm,
and you made this person feel bad through an
yep.
argument, whatever it might be. But we got to let down that pride and being like, nah, man, I ain't got nothing to say. I don't got
It's
nothing to
it's
say because I bet you're
it.
going to have a whole lot to say when that person is laying there.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you said that because I took stock and I've been doing that, saying, you know what, let me sit down, and people, it may not change anything, but you know what, I just want to let you know. And some people I talked to, it was like, what? I said, remember back such and such, I mean, years ago. I just want to tell you, man, I'm sorry. And a couple of people like, wow, okay. And and just like when you have anger towards someone, or you want to do revenge against someone, or you have animosity to someone, it really hurts you more than it hurts that person, because in most cases that other person ain't even thinking about you,
Nope.
and here you are holding all of this in, all of this negative energy in your body, and it's not going to do you no good. Okay,
Right.
we got to learn, and as human beings, to know that, hey, I keep saying it, each one of us is on a journey, and it's not about us. Like, and I've heard the stories. Suicide is selfish, and they're not thinking about the people that's left behind after they do this certain thing. My son even said, "I'm too pretty to commit suicide." Okay, and what's that thing? We black, we don't commit suicide. Nah, the
Right.
rates. Hey, suicide is suicide, and I've learned, man, it takes a strong willed person to do something like that.
Well,
And we say
and
we you know we
you,
say
yeah.
we say uh uh um it's selfish, but that's the whole thing. They're not thinking about what they lead. They're thinking about, I'm depressed, I'm better off not being here, and that's what they're thinking about.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not about what. And then
And
some
still
people
have the
say,
confidence to go through with it.
yeah, some people say, why did they do this to me? They didn't do nothing to you. They did it to themselves.
Well,
Okay.
and I think you said it. It's the people outside looking in that are saying that. I
Mm-hmm.
can't believe they did. Oh, that's a weak way to go. You know what I mean? And this and that. You know why they saying that? They saying that because they mad at their self, because they wish they could do more. They wish they would have done more. But
Mm-hmm.
you can't really, that's a touchy place to be, because once someone's at peace with that and making that
Yeah.
decision,
Yeah.
there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
There's
Nothing.
nothing you can do about it except for reach out every day
Mhm.
and be like, hey, yo, what's going on?
To hopefully bring them back in. The therapist I was
That's
talking
right.
to was like, after, he was doing things to prepare himself to go, and you know lashing out, reaching out. The last conversation we had, I said, son, you want the help? And he was like, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see him on Thursday, and then Friday. That's why now sometimes I tell people, excuse me for wanting to say, okay, I want to come see you now. Just I'm getting ready, we're gonna connect up. We're gonna do because I want to try to make sure I get everything done. Okay,
Right.
because I don't want to miss an opportunity to do something with somebody because I missed that opportunity to get up with my son on that Thursday, and then Friday I'm thinking I'm gonna see him. I did see him, but
Wow.
I get that phone call. Okay, and that's why reach out to people. Peace. Good morning. How you doing? How's your day going? You know,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
okay. How are you doing? And whew, it's never gonna be better. Everybody watching this, you'll see us do stuff. I'm doing stuff, but then after we do the event, with me personally, afterwards, now I gotta decompress and I gotta think about everything and be like, okay,
Yes.
and that can be depressing. But then say, okay, cool, and we just gotta take our time. That's why sometimes some of my videos I'm gonna put up the bad, and it's not to get people to to get that sympathy. Nah, just let you know that hey, I don't
Yeah, you're a
have all
real
the
person.
answers. Yeah, I don't
You're a
have
real
all the
person.
answers. Okay, but we gotta figure out a way to where people need to have more compassion for their fellow man and woman
Right.
and keep
And I
going
think
from there.
I think, man, we doing a you doing a stellar job, Bear.
You
Uh,
too.
you usually start out the morning, you know what I'm saying? Peace, good morning. Look, I
Yep.
work third shift, and I get a text message from a man bright and early,
Yep.
peace, good morning. That's all it say. That's all it be.
That's it.
And
Yep.
we go from there. I'll be like, yo, what's up, man? And it just
Hmm.
kind of starts that conversation. With Louis, me and Louis got that thing where now more getting in, but we just posting. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if he posted it yet. Yeah, actually, I think he did. Brother, him redoing that closet.
Okay. Yeah,
So
and when you got yeah, I got I got my gym bag. I got my stuff in the gym bag. It's still sitting on the dresser. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get to the gym. But then seeing what
today's the
you guys
day.
are doing, I'm like, cool. I actually got a gym style treadmill at my house in my living room.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I
You know what
gotta
we call
start
those? Clothes
what?
hangers.
Yeah, yep, yep. My wife bought it for me when we moved into the house, and we've been in that house since 2007. So shit, 17 years.
Oh man, see, and
Okay.
it's still
And,
brand new.
and I've used it, but then it's like, but yep, I'm gonna start getting on it
So
and
I'll tell you
everything.
what, Bear. So one guy that I follow, Dr. Eric Thomas. All right, he's
Okay.
part of the S2S podcast, Secret to Success podcast. They call him the hip hop preacher. But what he does is, I remember during COVID, they weren't allowed to be in the studio together with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Eric Thomas would be on the treadmill down in the
Mm.
basement, and he would have his phone set up there, and they would do their live videos for the podcast. So this is how they recorded everything all through COVID. And I
Mm.
mean, now by doing that, this man gets up and he runs like 5 miles every day.
Wow.
Like he gets up early, he's running 5 miles, and that's from just walking on that treadmill, conditioning his body for that through COVID.
Mm.
So this is what the point of the 365 challenge is. Get
Okay.
up and start with a half hour, 30 minutes of physical
Shoot.
activity.
Shit, 5 minutes for me to start with. I'll go from
Hey,
five
right,
minutes to
right.
10 minutes.
I mean, you got to start somewhere. But get up, go for a walk, take the dog for a walk, just go out. You know what I mean? Smell
Mhm.
smell the air. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on in the neighborhood.
So we gonna
Eventually, it's going to be longer and longer.
so our next real chat podcast, I'm gonna be on the treadmill
There we go. That's
in the
hey,
crib.
I'm gonna hold you to it, brother, because
Oh my goodness! Now
we
I done,
gonna
I
we
done
gonna
set myself up, y'all. Nah,
you done
it's good.
started something now, because I'm sure gonna be like, yo, Bear, make sure you get on that treadmill before we do this, man. We not recording until you do it. But hey,
Yes,
Bear, I know,
yes.
man, you got to get busy, get to it. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we love you, we support you,
Thank
and
you.
keep
Love
doing what you're
everyone
doing,
else.
man, because it's amazing, man. Anything you want to
Thank
say
you.
before we sign off?
Just make today better than yesterday, and I'd rather laugh more than I cry. And once again, remember, you're helping me, I'm helping you, and together we're gonna help someone else. Justin Jackson, Real Chat Podcast. I see you. You're doing your
I love
thing.
you, brother. I
Not trying
appreciate
to
you.
do your thing. Not trying. You're doing it.
I
And
love it, brother.
little steps, and then boom, people are gonna be wondering, whoa, what? Hey, I'm glad I
Definitely.
know you now.
Hey,
We
getting
good.
in on the ground level, baby. You know what I'm saying? We love
Yep.
you, Bear.
Yes.
We gonna definitely get back together, man, and I'm gonna talk to you soon, brother. You know what I'm saying? But for now, peace.